Hello, hello, and welcome. I am here to do a shuffle and pull. We'll see how it goes, if it turns into a story or not. I was up super early this morning, and then I had to get up super early this morning. Had a lot to do. I did already shuffle these like a few times, but I like to do it on camera just so people can see what's really going on. Oh gosh, there it goes. Just gonna put them all in here. They're just way too many. Okay. So, bottom of the deck, we have taking a peek. Let's see, overall energy. Someone is in a place of isolation, looking out over the world behind a locked door. So if the door is locked, then please just leave. Splitting the deck, we have a voodoo doll. Someone is messing with voodoo. I don't know why that little light doesn't work anymore. I think it needs new batteries. I might have said that before. Center of the deck. We've got adding some color. First card out. More details are needed. We've got balance, the yin yang. We have a ruler. The ruler can signify some kind of standard of measure. Maybe someone's comparing someone to someone else. It could also be some kind of leader or a ruler of a country, a CEO, something of that nature. We've got the red background, and then we kind of got the red and white background on that one. Those are both, I just said red, and red is an alarming color. It is a attention-seeking color. It's a color of passion, power. Red light means stop. Things of that nature. Taking a peek can also be a nosy neighbor. Perhaps there's a nosy neighbor who likes to participate or do voodoo. We've got wrapped up. Something is either wrapped up or it's signifying someone's mom. Maybe a European mother of some sort. Could also be of Egyptian descent, considering mummification was very popular. We've got an apple. There's an offer being made. Maybe there's a ruler who's making an offer to this mom. Communication. Jacket. Can't hurt themselves, can't harm another person. Restricted, bound. Maybe somebody wants someone to restrict their communication, and they're going to make an offer about that, like some kind of NDA. We've got a taco. It's going to go towards a female of some sort. It could have to do with, let's see. I know tacos derived from Mexico, but we've got Sweden and Norway are, they eat the most tacos, even though it originated in Mexico. But then there's also California and Texas, who are most known for tacos. 86% of the US is the largest market. Taco also stands for, in the spiritual prayer, thanksgiving, adoration, confession, praying for others. and one's own concerns for self. There's a very expensive taco out there based on its ingredients. And then, of course, it's a female's vajayjay. And it means half or middle, folded, is where the name came from. We've got in-laws. So someone's in-laws could be of any of those ethnicities. We have a map which goes all the way from down in South America up through Mexico, all through the States, and down at the top of Africa as well, North Africa. Someone could be planning something. Maybe someone's in-laws are planning a trip, or someone's in-laws is actually planning something. Maybe for the spring to summer time period. We have a knight to support something, to bring in the cavalry, to a knight in shining armor. If we get, the knight in shining armor could be the mother, right? Someone's going to get some crazy communication. Taco, as I said, could be food or it could be a female. So someone could be talking or approaching somebody about this crazy lady. This is the sacral chakra. It's also essence, through creativity, experimentation, self-love, loyalty to self. Someone could have been trying to steal someone's energy or essence. We've got a turtle. A turtle has a home on their back. There could be evidence of this. Maybe that's what the voodoo was trying to steal someone's essence. Maybe they already took their home, or maybe it was just a really slow process. A process that's been known through centuries, but there's an evidence trail being left behind with that lonely little snail that has its shell on the wrong side of its body, so it can't find a mate as easy as anybody else. And I guess there's a reason for that, right? And that reason could be because of a goat. A Capricorn can be involved. Maybe that's the crazy lady who has some kind of communication or was offering some kind of communication about some crazy story, some crazy offer, some crazy lady, some, again, with someone's in-laws. We've got electricity happening. Also the Tower card. Something shocking, alarming, sudden, occurs naturally in nature, obviously. It's a storm of some sort. We've got this bulldog, or the pit bull. Why do I always call this a bulldog? Maybe because it looks more like a bulldog than a pit bull, huh? Pit bulls are misunderstood. They are also used for protection. They are feared because of their jaws that lock down. Pit bulls were used to guard royalty's children at one point, like they were the babysitters. This pit bull has a lot of bones around him. I don't know whether those are bones like treats or if they're bones like just bodies around him. It could be someone who resembles a pit bull, or they could have a pit bull mentality. Maybe they're a known killer of some sort. Maybe that's the shock. Maybe someone's going to find out that this Capricorn or this goat is actually one of those people. Someone was really lucky when it comes to this pit bull. We have dress up and we have an intervention, spiritual intervention, which is kind of a duplicate of the electricity. This is a lot of electrical power. This is more of like spiritual intervention, needing a hand, getting involved, spiritually connected, higher learning, unexplainable, giving existential meaning to something, enhanced emotional, mental, physical well-being, prayer, meditation, finding purpose to improve one's coping mechanisms, and reducing anxiety to foster acceptance, answered prayers, ask for or needing help. Intervention can also be like if someone is has an addiction of some sort. They could need that kind of intervention from their family and friends. It could be someone who likes to get dressed up and is a ladybug, or maybe the ladybug was their nickname. Maybe the ladybug is, as I said, dealing with a pit bull and they actually need an intervention to get involved from this. Monster, we have hot air balloon, a bell. Maybe this person is acting like a monster because they have a lot of unresolved emotions. Maybe they're dealing with, because you could see the electrical behind and the electrical, maybe they're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff and it's all just adding into one big old thing. And so it's a little overwhelming for this person. Maybe this person likes to get high as well. Hot air, maybe they're full of hot air. Maybe they're a little bit explosive in their demeanor. If it looks like a bell, sounds like a bell, then it is a bell, right? It's loud and clear. It's very obvious. Churches also ring bells for the time of the hour, every hour or certain hours. They ring bells when people get married. It's a signal of some sort. We've got success. Number one, success. This is someone who earned their success. They get a lot of ribbons. They are competitive. They're overcoming something. It could be fame and attention. Somebody's a winner, well-deserved, earned trophy. Opportunity, hard work paying off. Well, that's good news. We've got a lock here. Maybe all that success is on a lockdown. We've got a lock. Well, we've got a shut door too. And we've got a ball of chain. Maybe somebody's success is kind of weighing them down a bit. We have surrender underneath the intervention. Giving something up. Not fighting so hard. Ball and chain can also be a marriage because they say, oh, my old ball and chain, ha ha. And we did talk about marriage here. Maybe someone was successful in locking down a spouse. Maybe they're just surrendering to the fact that this is my person. They're taking a really close look at something, maybe at the monster and why the person acts like that. Maybe they're taking a really close look at all the parts of something, the details, how things were put together. Like, how do they even go together? I mean, how do you build a monster, for Pete's sake, and then it comes to life? That's a difficult task, right? But somebody's trying to do that. We've got an idea, a light bulb. That's a great idea. Looking under the magnifying glass at all the little details, that's a great idea. And maybe someone is finally surrendering to that idea that they need to probably do that. Instead of looking at it like it's such a general message or it's just a general situation. No, there's stuff there that needs to be looked at. I mean, we're parting the clouds here. The sun is shining through and basically touching all the different places that need to be looked at, shining lights and all those different details. We've got the electric who's doing the same thing at night, shining light in all the little details. Birds outside confirming. We've got plus, a light bulb plus a gesture. So we've got a great idea plus a fool who might carry out that idea. A clown, a joker, a fool. Funny, jokester, playful. Not taking serious. They're an entertainer. They're getting paid to distract. So we've got all these great ideas plus a distraction. So someone needs to focus in on maybe one thing that they need to get done. Bridge. Bridging a gap between two people, bridging a gap between two ideas, bridging the gap between the stitches here, bridging a gap between all of the details, creating a bridge from one person to the next. We do have that voodoo out, and I didn't really mention too much about it, but I mean, the voodoo card is right next to the in-laws. So the in-laws could have something to do with voodoo. Maybe the in-laws have more details to what's going on, and they're traveling from place to place. Someone wants to lock down this ladybug. I was going to say someone needs to lock down this ladybug. So if it's someone who needs an intervention, someone who likes to get dressed up or whatnot, then someone needs to do an intervention on this ladybug. Someone could be planning something really sweet, maybe something chivalrous because they're wanting to get in this kind of energy, but someone's moving super, super slow. They think this person is the greatest of all time, and they really are just, they really light up the world. The kiss maybe is electric, something of that nature. We've got blunt. Maybe someone likes to smoke blunts. Someone has blunt boundaries, like very strong boundaries, and that could be pertaining to what we were just talking about up here. We've got stuck with the ball and chain here, and the surrender. We've got the lock and being behind that closed door, being stuck as well. We have sunshine. We were just talking about the sunshine peering through the clouds and touching all these details that need to be exposed. Maybe someone needs some sunshine, some vitamin D, because they could be stuck inside all the time. Boundaries can also be state boundaries, can also be country boundaries. Not only just your physical boundaries. They're wanting to bridge these boundaries, but someone feels stuck. Whoever this gesture is who was hired to be a distraction or entertainment. Yin and yang is upside down, and we have the yin and yang up top, up, straight up, right over there. Please don't tell me. Don't tell me you're not balanced. Don't tell me that you're out of balance. Someone doesn't want to hear that. Maybe it's the in-laws saying that. Someone's measuring the mother's nutrition and measuring their balance. They're looking at their communication logs, their phone logs, who they're calling. On the floor, we have truth upside down and manifest upside down. So someone is not manifesting because they're telling lies or they're not telling the truth. I wish I had cards that told us who was not telling the truth. Maybe we'll get an initial. If we get an initial about who's not telling the truth, then the monster's not telling the truth. I just threw it up there and it landed on the monster. The monster's not telling the truth about something. Let's see if we can get an initial that will come out. V is the initial. It was at the bottom and it came up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick that one, and it ended up being a V. So someone who has a name or last name or middle name that starts with a V, or a nickname. Interesting. Or vixen, right? The vixen could be not telling the truth. We have the number 9 up here, learning their lesson. The vixen could also be a curvy person with that watermelon. We've got a ring and a wish. Someone has a wish to get a ring, or it could be a ring camera. Or someone wants to give someone a ring, and we were talking about the ball and chain and the marriage down here at the bottom. Smoke, smoking a blunt. We got smoke here and a blunt there. In case anybody doesn't know what a blunt is, I guess you could just do a Google search. We have feather that has to do with the spiritual. Birds of a feather flock together. It's also just touching the surface of something. We've got the moon there that's illuminating, when we also had the electric that is illuminating and lighting up the night. We've got falconry. They're using birds in order to fight in wars. So you can also train birds. We have muse upside down with the lotus. So the lotus is supposed to be at peace, focus, meditation. The muse is no longer their muse. It's whack. Whatever they were using as the muse is whack. There's no clothes. And we've got tipsy. So someone was drinking. Someone was smoking a blunt. Maybe they had roses and the roses are not doing so well because they're upside down. Maybe they're not seeing things through rose-colored glasses anymore. We've got magic here. Magic's being done and the voodoo is being done as well. We have glee and forgive. Oh, we've got glee under the wish and ring. Forgive the in-laws. All right. Someone learned their lesson, I guess. Can't wait to see what this communication is from this. Maybe the communication is at someone that was a little bit 5150-ish or mentally unstable.